Ladies and gentlemen of the United States, I urge you to listen carefully to this most important message. Israel is currently entrapped by the threat of Iran and its nuclear ambitions. The United States has done nothing to demonstrate superpower to the rest of the world by acting in defense of its partner and friend Israel. China and Russia are likely to interfere with preemptive actions against Iran, most likely retaliating against Israel and its allies. Israel feels it must strike a preemptive nuclear attack upon Iran due to the lack of trust that the United States will. Israel does not feel the United States will help its cause or any other country will help. This demonstrates a weakening in our nuclear deterrent and superpower status, leaving a large sector for Russia and or China to walk right into and take over. Retaliation against Russia or China means certain destruction for the United States, in particular from China, due to the extensive debt we owe them after having borrowed so much money we cannot pay back. Russia would also take advantage of our weakened nation, particularly in a demonstrative response to the position we forced them into at the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Cold War. There is no doubt that the United States is certainly capable of immense destruction. However, the United States has become passive in military action against acts of war. We have allowed terrorist countries to attack our homeland from outside and within, without a severe retaliatory response, or at least not severe enough to demonstrate anything other than passive appeasement. Desperate actions call for desperate measures. Unfortunately, aggression is called for against Iran, Syria and other terrorist nations. Nuclear attack must be the response we assume, in order to retain our aggressive image in nuclear deterrent and response nature from outside attacks. It is not the will of the United States to cause war or suffering. However, we must be the world's #1 superpower and the nation we once were, in a sense that the rest of the world had hoped to look to in the event of an emergency or national crisis. Courage, deterrent, and defense are no longer trusted elements of the United States because of our recent decade of appeasement and negotiations with terrorist nations. This has violated our own international law and constitution. The Soviet Union respects only one language, action. China respects only one language, our word in action. And if we are truly a friend of Israel, we will surely act in defense of Israel as a preemptive on their behalf, gaining respect from non-trustworthy nations. Ladies and gentlemen, our current situation of our own deterrent, and the Middle East, calls for a full-scale invasion of Iran, Syria and all other terrorist-harboring nations with nuclear force and non-nuclear forces such as conventional bombing. We must stand now as a whole, or face invasion and loss of freedom by godless countries.